Hey there, I was messing with the HDMI capture device I have here, and I wanted to figure out how I can record stuff while still using the device I'm recording it. And so here's a display from the capture device. Here's my HDMI display. It's an old TV basically, and I have a HDMI signal from the Wii console via this converter that I showed you before, and it's routed via splitter. It's a standard HDMI splitter, and it outputs a separate signal to the capture device and a separate signal to the HDMI display I have here. And to show you how it exactly looks like, I will do a snap and show you the delay I have on the screen, so you will see exactly what is the delay between those movements. And it is hard to use this display, really, if you do some quick movements. And now I can switch the resolutions here. And as you can see, I'm running at 480p, which is perfect for this. Well, it's not perfect, but it's the best for this little capture device. And if I switch it to the, let's say, PAL region, for example, you will see that it drops the signal. And what happens for me frequently, I had to disconnect the power and reconnect it for it to start working again. So because of that resolution change and that splitter, it just doesn't like changing the signal for some reason. So you may have problems with other consoles too, but the delay here will be much greater, unfortunately, in that type of signal, and it drops some of the frames. So as you can see here, this is perfectly smooth. And if I switch it to the for example to the NTSC display, so it's even lower. It doesn't like it really. Let me try that again. Yeah, it works now. So it's even lower vertical resolution. It drops quite a bit of frames here. I can go back here. Let's see. Yeah, see that? It's not really perfect, but it is usable, so you can still record here and use this as your main display to see the gameplay and record stuff over here. And here is a YouTube sync test. I will put a link to this video because it's really amazingly made, even though it's simple. This is the original signal and this is the recorded signal. So I will also put a freeze frame so you will see exactly when this ball hits, how much the delay is there on the left side while recording. And that was all at 1080p, so the delay was the smallest basically. And now I'm trying to figure out the Chromecast, and unfortunately it just isn't possible to use both Chromecast, and so as you can see it can be recorded, but you cannot split the signal between the two displays, so you get no noise like this, and it goes out of sync here. It goes a little bit crazy because it cannot deliver the proper signal. So maybe that's because of the power it takes to run this splitter. Maybe that's because if I even swapped this in places, I basically have the same result. And you may have to figure out by connecting it in one thing at a time, or disconnect it completely from the device, because it will sync again against the device. So it's a little bit quirky here. So even if I disconnect it and reconnect this, I cannot get a signal on this display. So it may be this display fault, or it may be a fault of the Chromecast that it cannot get the signal right. So this time it got a signal here and not here. So maybe there is a primary and secondary, let's say a display that this splitter uses, and it would make sense because what happens, they did HDMI is two-way. Maybe I will better disconnect this. HDMI is basically a two-way communication, so it knows to what display it's connected. And if your monitor doesn't have HDMI input, you can also, do something like this, switch the HDMI output to the VGA. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time.